All right, so full disclaimer, it has been a minute since I watched the NBA or had anything to do with the NBA. So I have no idea who probably 90% of the people who participate in these games are. I think I probably know maybe four or five people on the Celtics squad. That's probably just it. And some people outside of that. Like I know the LeBron, well, we ain't gonna get into all that. But anyway, what I am here to talk about is what happened yesterday. Um, NBA All Star Saturday. That means the 3-point contest and the dunk contest, and also to that special event between Sabrina Ionescu and Steph Curry. Let's just go in order. I actually didn't watch the 3-point contest because I forgot what time it came on. But I actually I caught the tail end and I saw that Damian Lillard won. Whatever. Congratulations to him. I'm not gonna take that away from him. Um, I don't know. I guess the 3-point contest really just isn't that important to me. It's another skills challenge. It's just like great, I can shoot a basketball. We're in mid season form. Let's just do that. And I guess what I got really excited about because this event was super hyped. It was the challenge between Sabrina and Steph, and I was super hyped about that. And I found myself getting, I don't even want to say emotionally involved, but I got emotionally involved because I was low key rooting for Sabrina. I don't know. I've been a fan of hers since Oregon. Listen, that girl can shoot lights out. Um, but anyway, I was listening to the commentary, and I felt like they were also rooting for her too. Let's be real here. They were rooting for her too. Um, I heard some commentary that was saying like, well, Steph's already in mid season form, so this ought to be easy for him as far as finding the stroke and everything. And like when I was watching him warm up, I was like, yeah, he looks like mid season form. He looked fantastic. And I was watching her warm up, and I kind of was doing one of these. I was like, I don't know if she gonna, I don't know if she gonna take it, but you know, I'll admit, man, she put up a good run. What I think she dropped 26. That looked pretty good, man. And then Steph ended up putting up 29. Um, and there was already just some kind of rumors floating around saying that Steph was going to throw it and that kind of thing. And I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he actually put in his all. I'm glad he actually showed up. I'm glad he actually came to perform. Um, and in the end, spoiler alert if you didn't watch it, um, Steph ended up winning. It was 26-29. Like I said, they were both good sports about it. And I think it was a good thing for, both the WNBA and also the NBA, just to, see what they both can do. And also just another shout out to Sabrina. She could have easily shot behind the uh the WNBA line like range, but she shot behind, NBA range, and I was impressed still. Super impressed. And like I said, she shot with the standard WNBA basketball, which is just a little bit smaller than a men's basketball. So hey, shout out to Sabrina. I still wanted you to win, but it ain't like you got blown out, sister. You're a winner. You're a winner in my book. So hey, um, now here's what I'm having issues with: that dunk contest. Now, when I grew up, I used to actually look forward to watching NBA All Star Weekend. I'm talking about seeing some of the biggest names coming to the sports world, and I mean, not excuse me, coming into like this weekend. I'm talking about they will be excited about coming to this contest, and it not only just like the creative side or the showmanship of dunks, but they were fun to watch, man. Like if anything, I felt like they meant something to them to win. But now they just kind of just grab anybody. Now, granted, I was low key rooting for Jaylen Brown because he plays for the Celtics. But like I said, this like these the last couple of years, I think it might have been since what's his name? Is it Aaron Gordon? I don't know that man's name, but I feel like he kind of got cheated out of that. But I feel like he got snubbed. But anyway, we ain't gonna talk about that. We talking about these last couple years. But last night was absolutely atrocious, if you will. It was atrocious, and I say that because I was looking at some of the dunks. I'm like, what am I looking at? None of them like every. I feel like every single dunk. Not well, yeah. Every single dunk was pretty much the same. Uh, Either you were jumping over somebody. There were some variations of jumping over people. You had two people jump over Shaq. Great. And then you had another guy jump over two people who were stacked on top of each other. They were like one guy was sitting on his shoulders and he squatted a little bit. So if anything, he just kind of equaled the height of Shaq. So it's just kind of like, okay, well, wonderful. Whereas back then, I mean, you had like Dwight Howard and people like that jumping over cars and you know you know I don't know. It didn't seem like a whole lot of effort went into it. So now, hear me out. Hear me out. Like I said, somebody who hasn't really been paying attention to professional sports that long, like these last couple years. What I really do feel like, and I'm not gonna take credit for this at all. I heard Stephen A. Smith say it, and I gotta co-sign him. I gotta co-sign with him on this. He said something along the lines of get somebody from some of these major cities where I'm talking about where they just ballers. I'm talking about just street ballers and stuff like that. These guys who are absolutely just hungry to be in an environment like that. And when you bring in guys like that, get a sponsor, either a professional basketball player or one of their managers to kind of get them what they need to prepare them for that day, whether it be, props or whether it be jerseys, shoes, or whatever, and you sponsor them. And if they win, yeah, they get there be a cash prize. You know what I mean? To me, I feel like that'll make All Star Weekend something to look forward to because that's why I was so that's why going back to Sabrina versus Steph, that was new, that was fresh, and I feel like by opening that up to bring that in, that'd be cool because I feel like the NBA. Well, listen, I'm not a basketball player. I used to be, but I feel like it's almost like a brotherhood, and I feel like whenever you see these guys who are hungry to play or even just put on a show, um, it's almost like a respect kind of thing, and like people want to see that. So you have these big names who don't necessarily have to get out there and risk getting hurt. Okay, maybe that's not it, but like you also got like long story short, I just feel like it'd just be good for the NBA. That's just my thoughts on it. But other than that, and like last night, like the judges, I had no idea how they were judging. I also too, what happened to the was it the 1 to 10 judging system, and they just kind of averaged them up. Now it's like up to 50. Everybody get up to 50 on their little scorecard or whatever. And also too that court was kind of trippy. I had no idea what was happening on that court. Um, but anyway, until they do something different with the dunk contest and All Star Weekend, I probably won't be watching another one. I do like the changes that they made to the All Star game as far as like doing something kind of dedicated to Kobe. I definitely like that a lot. But other than that, I probably won't be watching it, and I probably won't be. This sounds like I'm just like hating on the NBA, which I'm not, because I just don't get it twisted. I'm certainly not hating on the NBA, but it's just not. Something just has to change, and that's the way I feel about it. Um, I don't even think I watched. Whatever. We're not gonna talk about that. But anyway, man, that's just my thoughts. If you agree, let's talk about it in the comments. If you got better suggestions,